Hey there, YouTube friends, maskedbandit here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. It's been a little bit of a break, a couple weeks, and we are back in Planet Coaster with our winter project. Welcome, thank you so much. If you are just finding me for the first time, hi there. I'm maskedbandit, and I play Planet Coaster and City Skylines and lots of other games. And if you like what you see, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. And if you're not new and you're excited for this project, please hit the like button. It does do a lot and helps a lot, and I do appreciate it, as I just said. Anyway, this is our official winter project for the season. I felt so good about our fall project, Bro Acres, and actually Surfside Pleasure Pier in the summer, that I figured this was the best way forward, and this was the best way to go about things, was to just continue with this idea of this seasonal project. So you can expect this to have hopefully regular updates between now and Christmas, or at least closer to Christmas. My life, my real life determines what's going to be going on here. We are traveling for the holidays. We are going up to Lincoln, Nebraska, because when you got places to go, you go to Lincoln, or something like that. No, my wife's parents currently live in Lincoln, so we'll be spending Christmas there. And we'll be leaving a few days before Christmas. So my goal is to hopefully have a few videos that I've already pre-recorded ready to go, so that we can get something all the way up until at least pretty close to Christmas. But yeah, this is the official Christmas project from me for Planet Coaster. Can't stay away for too terribly long. If you are really into roller coasters and that theme park thing, I am too. Love theme parks, don't get me wrong, but this might not be the series for you. I'm just going to call it like it is. There's not going to be many, if any, rides in this project. What we're going to do is we're going to build a Christmas village, and I don't just mean a Christmas-themed city. No, I mean we're going to really try to build a Christmas village, i.e., all those little Christmas villages that I grew up with, that we brought out from the attic and set up, and I loved it. One of my things I love in the Christmas season, in the holiday season, is designing the Christmas village every year. My mom had a whole collection, and bits and bobs from all over the place. Nothing ever matched, and we put it next to the old, we have a Lionel electric train, O-gauge, and those of you that know anything about model railroading know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm fairly certain that there's probably some overlap there between the Planet Coaster enthusiast and the train enthusiast. But anyway, my grandfather, back before I was born, bought a Lionel O-gauge train with a bunch of cars, and it's this old steel steam engine, and it was always understood that it would come to me when I was old enough to live on my own. And I actually have that Lionel currently, and I'm recording this on the 19th of November, a couple days before Thanksgiving, and next weekend that train's going to come out, and it's going to go underneath our tree, just like it did for me when I was growing up. And my kids are excited about the train, and that's super exciting. And we always had the Christmas village under the tree, until I got old enough and realized that this doesn't look right at all. These buildings are way too small, and nothing matches. So I decided that in my infinite adolescent wisdom, I was going to take the village, despite my mother's protests, and I was going to put it in the bay window in the front. And what I did is I took the boxes that it came in, and I made faux hills and lit everything up, and that was my thing every year, was building the village. And yeah, it's one of my favorite Christmas memories growing up. And so what better way to do that, to celebrate the holidays for me as a designer, as a Planet Coaster builder, than to go ahead and make a model Christmas village here in Planet Coaster. So everything I'm going to build is going to be modeled after Google searches of Christmas village pieces. Is it studio or gallery. I think it's studio. Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, Studio 54. Department 56. Department 56. There we go. Is kind of like the coup de grace. It is like the go-to village set. And one of my really good friends growing up, his mom collected these and had enough to fill up their entire basement. Just tons and tons of Department 56 village pieces. And she was so kind. Last 2 summers ago, she gave me a starter set from her own collection because she wanted to downsize. And she knew how much I loved Christmas and the Christmas villages, so she gave me a set and put it up. And so so we put it up last year. And I'll share some pictures on Twitter this year once we put it up of my Christmas village, of my Department 56 pieces. And they're awesome. And I love them because they're all in scale with each other and they're great. And they all light up. We actually use our piano. They sit on the top of the piano. And so if you can't tell, I'm kind of passionate about this. This is kind of my jam. And it really dovetails nicely into Planet Coaster because about halfway through No Name Landia, I realized that model railroad buildings and just model architecture was a great resource for building in Planet Coaster. The scale is good, and the level of detail is exactly what you would want. You would have the really important details front and center, and anything that wasn't necessary to display what kind of building it is would kind of be left alone. So that's kind of cool. So that's what you can expect from this series. And how much we get done, I don't know. We're going to work on it from now until Christmas time. And just kind of like Bro Acres, however much we get done is what we get done, and that's that. There's a few ideas I have. As always, I am excited to hear about your ideas. What should we include in this Christmas village? Give me your suggestions. And again, just remember, your suggestions are always wanted. I do read them all, and I try to reply to as many, if not all, suggestions and comments that I can. Just because you give me a comment, a suggestion, doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to use it, but more often than not, I will give it serious thought. So, our first building in our Planet Coaster Christmas Village is a church, because you always got to start with the church, right? Like, growing up, it always had to be on the highest hill, so you'd put the tallest box underneath, and that's where your church would sit, and everything would build around it. And that's kind of what we're going to go with here. So, yeah, I'm super pumped for this. In the comments below, I want to hear about your favorite holiday memories, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday you celebrate, if you celebrate any at all, or winter, whatever. What are your... Because I think we all have those kinds of memories. What are some of your favorite traditions that you do every year? For me, the village was one. Growing up, we went and we would go to Central Illinois. I'm from Chicago originally. I'm from Chicago, but we would drive several hours, and a couple of years we actually stayed in a cabin, and we would go to a Christmas tree farm, and we would cut down our own Christmas tree. With my dad down there with the bow saw, and they had a barn that had hot apple cider and fresh apple cinnamon donuts and Santa's lap and sleigh rides and the whole 9 yards. That was awesome. That's one of my favorite childhood memories. Try to do that down here in Houston. My wife and I, I think it was before we were married. We're both real tree people. We grew up with real trees our whole lives. We don't have artificial trees. We always get a real tree. And we went to cut down our own Christmas tree, and it was like 85 degrees. We were in sandals and flip-flops, and we were sweating our ass off, and they had Santa dressed up in his winter gear there, and it's like, what is this? This is ridiculous. This is stupid. So never again did we here in Texas go to cut down our own Christmas tree. Although the weather recently has not been half bad for that. It's been in the 50s and rainy and dreary and damp and almost good enough to go cut down your own Christmas tree. Almost. So I just did a simple Google search for Christmas Village Church. Called my wife over and asked her, which one do you like? And we decided on this one together. And she actually my wife actually gave me lots of input on this. She made me redo the stained glass window above the door there. You'll notice that looks a little different than the original idea. So she was none too happy with the original concept. So I fixed it just for her. So did struggle a little bit with the scale here. The tower still feels a little pudgy compared to the reference, but at the end of the day, I think it works. What I kind of want to do is I kind of want to make these feel like actual ceramic village pieces. That's something that Mike had suggested for Bronation, and I'm not against that idea. If I want to know also in the comments, I got lots of work for you guys to do in the comments. Would you like to see this opened up to other people? Would you like to see potentially other members of Bronation, whoever they may be, that are interested, design a shop, design a ceramic village building to go in our little village? If you are, let me know. And if I have enough people that want to see that, I'll extend it to the people of I might extend it to the people of Bronation either way, to be fair. But I think that's kind of a cool idea. Kind of like a competition that's not really a competition, just more of a fun community activity to kind of get people excited. So as I'm recording this, the Toolmaker Theme Maker's Toolkit has not come out, but when this video is set to be released, it definitely will be out. And hopefully it is everything we anticipated it to be. A little nervous about a lot of the restrictions that we've seen on it. That they said are going to be a part of it. That's a little scary, so we'll see what happens. I know I am not going to be able to make anything of value. I am not a modeler. I don't know Blender at all. Never used it. I dabbled mildly in SketchUp in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, but I don't think SketchUp is even supported in the Theme Maker's Toolkit. So another thing in the comments, what do you want to see from the Theme Maker's Toolkit? There's a lot of like clutter I'd like to see. I'd like to see gift shop items. I'd like to see benches and other things that we could place anywhere we want. More and better lamps. All kinds of like the cluttery theme parky things I'd really like to see. So hopefully it'll be really good for all that kind of stuff. Seems like it's going to be relegated to smaller pieces, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice collection of things. I know when I play City Skylines, that workshop is insane with all the stuff. There's so much great stuff on that workshop. So as you can see here, this roof has caused me a great pain. One thing that's kind of a struggle when you're making a building from predominantly non-gridded pieces like this one is it's not nearly as 90 degrees as I anticipated it was, and so that meant a little bit of fudging with the roof here. And at the end, we make it work, but I think it could have been a lot easier if I had used actual grid pieces. Like, you might be shocked that this video is over 18 minutes long, and we only get one building done. I mean, anytime you're building completely custom like this, I think there's like 6 gridded pieces on this entire structure. That takes a while, and especially when, like, in a first episode here, when you're like kind of troubleshooting, trying to figure out how you're going to make things work. And like, I've never built a church like this before, and so it was kind of a struggle at points to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so hopefully in the future other buildings won't take nearly as long. I do think I'm going to plop the 5,000 subscriber building, the Om Nom Nom Bakery. I think that's going to go in here. And I'd like to do another Bronation brewery. I'd like to have a brew house, but maybe we'll make it like German inspired. Use some of the World's Fair DLC. What are some other things that we should include? So man, I got lots of questions for you today. I've got favorite holiday traditions. I've got, do you want to see this opened up to other members? And then I've got, what else should we include? It's a lot. I'm busy today. So But yeah, so that's what's going. That's what I need from you guys. Let's make this more interactive, rather than you just watch a time lapse from me and so. But I am always grateful for your support and your views. It means a lot. Here we enter Thanksgiving, and Planet Coaster just celebrated its 2-year anniversary this weekend. It means a lot to me. These 2 years have been incredible. I know No Name Landia has taken a back seat, and I sort of apologize for that, but I kind of don't have any desire to work on it, nor does Mike or any of their bros. But anyway, like, if it weren't for Planet Coaster, there would be no Name Landia. And if there was no Name Landia, there would be no sustained growth on my YouTube channel like there was. And if that wasn't the case, Mike and I probably wouldn't have started Bro Nation. Like, just thinking about, and Bro Nation's about to celebrate its 1-year anniversary on January 1st, 2019. We'll have been around for a year, and we're over 1,000 members. Like, the things that have happened in the last 2 years because of Planet Coaster are incredible. I've met so many awesome people through this game and through this community. And for that, I know this is a Christmas inspired build, but it being close to Thanksgiving when I'm recording this, I'm really thankful for the awesome friendships I've made through Planet Coaster and because of Planet Coaster, and that's awesome. And so thanks to each and every one of you that have been watching and commenting and liking. I appreciate it. And I know that you hear every YouTuber say, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and because it's part of the spiel. But it's true. We do. If it weren't for you guys watching and interacting, like, we talk about this. And by the way, if you don't know, Mike and I have a podcast called Bro Nation. We're waiting for it to be accepted on iTunes, but you can go through Google Podcasts and you can find it. Just search for Brocast and you'll find it. And we talk about this in our first episode. I personally have a hard time playing games without my community in mind. And so to all of you guys that watch, thank you. It means a lot to me. And it really does keep me going. So we're about at the end of the episode here already. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you're excited. I know we just have a church done for today. But if you are excited, hit the like button. And if you're new and you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe, and then go check out some of the other Planet Coaster stuff. With that being said, have yourself a great day, great night, great whatever. And I'll see you for the next episode of Snow Valley. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.